Our ancestors actually used oysters to build the world's first sea-crossing bridge. Before this bridge was built, people could only cross the river by boat. But the river mouth had strong winds and huge waves, and many people lost their lives there. So, being clever, you decided to build a stone bridge across the river to connect both sides. However, the riverbed was soft and muddy. Not long after the bridge piers were built, they started to tilt and collapse. You first tried the traditional method of driving wooden piles into the riverbed to strengthen the foundation. But the mud under the water was more than 10 meters thick, and the piles could not reach solid ground. Even when longer piles were forced in, the flowing water washed away the surrounding mud over time, causing the piles to loosen, break, and sometimes even float to the surface. So you changed your strategy. When the tide rose, you loaded boats with large stones and dumped them into the water along the center line of the bridge. Gradually, a giant stone embankment more than 500 meters long was formed. It could effectively spread out the force of the water. This became the world's first raft-shaped foundation. Next, you stacked carefully carved stone blocks in staggered layers on top of the stone embankment, creating square bridge piers. But the flat front of the square piers faced too much water pressure and could easily be damaged by the current. So you added pointed water-splitting structures to the front of each pier, reducing the impact of the rushing water. Even so, years of flowing water still loosened the stones. But that was not enough to stop you. You placed oysters into the gaps between the stones. The oysters secreted a natural glue-like substance that firmly bonded the stones together. This method successfully strengthened the bridge piers. After solving the pier problem, you continued building the bridge deck. Ordinary wood and stone slabs could not withstand the constant force of the water, so you used massive stone beams weighing several tons. During high tide, boats carried the stone beams above the bridge piers. Then, when the tide went down, the beams settled perfectly into place. This became the earliest form of the floating transport beam laying method. In this way, you not only created a strong bridge deck, but also used the heavy stone beams to press the piers and stone foundation even tighter, making the entire bridge stand firmly above the water. Congratulations! You had successfully built Luoyang Bridge, one of the 4 great ancient bridges of China. It cleverly applied biological knowledge to bridge construction and became the world's oldest existing sea-crossing large stone bridge.